Hello, great Saturday today. I feel alive. Today, I want to talk about. Okay, I've got a topic. Uh, what do I call it? Scam the scammer. That's what's happening in Nigeria, and it's related to education. But Scam the Scammer is the theme for today. It's something I observed. Oh, you got some? Yeah. So thanks, man. Ain't you having some? Okay, you got. All right. So, anyway, sorry about that. What I found is this. With all this chaos going on in Nigeria, Zamfara State, Kaduna State, Borno, yeah, so many places, and then the Niger Delta nonsense. Well, I mean, directly, I'm just gonna come out on a limb and just say it. It's lack of education. So I'll tell you my observation. I was going. Sometimes I do data processing, but I don't do data processing by using a software to try and dig up some data and mine it. No, I'll look at data flow, information flow, whether on Facebook, on other social media, go to YouTube, based on the dates. I filter it, change the dates and times and everything. I can check, and then you can see what's going on and what's trending on a national scale. Let me tell you what I observed. I observed that so many people get on, say, Facebook. I mean, how dumb can you get to get on Facebook and pick up somebody else's name and open up an account and put up their pictures, try and start asking for friend requests? I mean, and then if you maybe, seriously, we lack in education, because this thing that the scammers who think they're scamming the scammers are doing today, it's completely expired. It's a dinosaur. It's extinct. Do we really need to say do an all-out war for us to get our educational system improved? There's so much problem in Nigeria. Seriously, so much. And if you want to play elimination game, the first thing you need to do is improve education. Forget this private schools. They are not adding shit to the economy of this nation, trust me. Because if you go to a private school, think about it. I'm not hating on you, I don't care. But if you go, that's good. So you finish, you get all the way to the higher institution. You're probably gonna go to a Western world, finish up your university, come back. That is if you do come back. So all that connection, you get your jobs, you get good salaries, you get all these little benefits on the side, one hand exchange for the other. This on the table, brown envelope bullshit. Yeah, that happens. If you like, throw some question at me and tell me that I'm saying bull, but I know I'm not saying bull, and I'm telling you right now, the cause of in this nation, okay, we know we have that problem, but what I hate the most is just personal stupid ass pleasure. You get up, you're having fight with somebody else, and you go and start. What did children ever do to any idiot in this country that wants to go violent? What did women do? What's with the kidnapping? And everybody wants overnight success. It doesn't work that way. Sometimes I see friend requests from a strange, diabolical, esoteric science type names. Sometimes they're Yoruba, sometimes they're Igbo, sometimes they're Hausas. There's no one side to this situation. But what happens is, as soon as I get this message straight away, I'm this magical Malam, pastor, ritual, voodooistic madman, probably trying to tell me you can get me to be rich overnight. Seriously. I bet the next thing he's going to tell me is, we need the head of a baby. You're running for politics. We need a human part in order to get you to win. And you will say, I will pay whatever. I want to win by any means necessary. Your any means necessary is killing a lot of people. Your any means necessary just to get a position of power is hurting people. Your enemies, any means necessary. You see, you got me twisting with my words because I'm so fucking pissed off this morning. I came out smiling and that, but that's me. That's Harun Ahmed Amin. I'll smile, but I smile at our old misfortune because it's pissing me off. When you see me smile, you best be walking away because it means I'm not finding anything funny at all. But that's the way I will release that energy or come online and tell it as is. I'm not afraid of nobody. I'm not here to challenge nobody. I'm here to tell you the basic fact, the truth. Yesterday I was talking about the subjection of the subconscious. But we are busy killing one another. We're busy hating on one another. We're busy just to get the other one to be as angry as fuck as we are. We'll go killing children, dumping them in pit latrines, cutting up their head. There's this picture that I see the other day and it's right in my head till now. And I hate that I had to see this picture. There's a man they caught. And apparently he went to sacrifice his little daughter. She's just like 4 or 5. And they chopped off her head. So he's sitting, they beat the shit out of him, put him on the floor, on the ground, sit down, and his daughter's body is laying on him and he was forced to hold her head to separate from the body. How fucked up an image is that? Everybody wants to get rich tomorrow morning. Everybody wants to wake up with $1 trillion in their ass. But you don't want to work for it. You see, I went to like how many secondary schools in my life? I was in Capital School in Kaduna. My father passed away and they started moving me. So now I can recollect 6 secondary schools in my life. So every time I see, like this morning I was looking at this thing from a new friend that I had, and they were having this Kaduna Capital School Old Students Association thing. I said to myself, so which Old Students Association secondary school am I supposed to attend like? I mean, you can attend 6. You see how disruptive our educational system is. From the mindset, you can just pull it out. That's what it is. If we move, forget the private school. I keep saying all this about private school. Government, there's a minimum level. No education. I mean, no, the teachers, trust me, I failed in secondary school. I failed. Everything I know today is self-taught because I was pissed off. I used to think I was a dumb idiot. But then I realized it's not me. It's the teachers. What's up, bro? And the method. I don't understand why back in the last year when people got angry, the El-Rufai, the governor of Kaduna State sacked so many, I think about 75% of the teachers. One of my younger sisters had to go and go for the interview and for the new teachers intake thing. Because apparently some of them can't even speak English. And since they can't, and since there's like over 20 million kids on the streets of northern Nigeria, plus whatever number of people, why can't we just do what the Russians, the Germans, and the Saudi Arabians are doing? Do we have to teach our children in English only? We can, for instance, take the North, take some of the school, do a pilot project. We can translate all kinds of science, art, or creativity from any language into the Hausa language. Plus, the Hausa language, everybody knows, is a powerful language, complete dialect. And then teach these guys. I remember there's a guy in Kaduna State that is teaching software development to students who can't speak English. He's only teaching them in Hausa because that's all they can speak. They've never been to school, like the normal, the Western education thing. They haven't done that. But they can program a computer in Hausa. Imagine that. Igbo can do that. Yoruba can do that. And then we can teach every one of those segments English. So that because, Nigeria speaks English internationally, but we got Wazobia. So we can learn both. But let our natural language be the main focus in terms of teaching and education. If you go to the Igbo land, you see Igbos who can't speak good English. But they can speak their Igbo. And if you teach them their stuff in Igbo, they will learn. Plus the Igbos, you know them, they are survivors. They know how to move around. Everyone's got their own. But the violence has to stop. Scam the scammers is a theme of today. That's because people now have resorted to taking anything from anyone where any means necessary without worrying about any repercussions or anything or any consequences to face. And they're willing to do that and sit on it. If you're telling them you're going to take them to court, they are willing to go to court with you, bribe up a few law enforcement and Justice Department agents. And you'll be running around your whole life till you drop or decide you have spent so much money trying to get what's due to you and it doesn't come. The next thing you find yourself sitting in one corner and say, Allah ya Isa. Something like that. But you know what I'm trying to say. So, unless our educational system is changed, unless the world in the 21st century, instead of sitting like dinosaurs 65 million years ago, because we're completely extinct. Right now, to reality, we don't even exist. We're just running around like zombies all across the country. People acting like they care about people when we really hate each other. Because if we loved each other, there won't be all this killings. There won't be all this tribe wars, ethnic wars, religious wars, class wars. There won't be none of that. There won't be none of that. It's crazy. And that's the thing. I, for one, don't want to be a part of this. My children, Amira, Ahmed Amin, and Aliyah, and my sisters and brothers' children, there's so many of them, they're all my children. Just as much as I want them to have a good thing in life, I do not want it programmed into their mind in such a way that they will think that material gain is the only order of the day. And if I want to love that for my children, I want to love that for all children. I care about the children. To me, they are the future generations. Like this boy Daniel, 9-year-old kid, the son of my friend that I found. Oh, you're gonna wanna meet Daniel Gashimbaiki. You're gonna wanna meet him, whoever you are. Daniel is 9 years old and he's already talking completely off his time. He's way above that. We got a space program in Nigeria. We have like 6 satellites. I'm sure we're renting them out. We are renting them out. We're renting them out. Sudan, I remember that first Natcom sat one of the satellites. They were paying like $250 million a year to rent one of our transponders. There are so many ways this country get dough come through. So many. But the problem is, it's not well organized. And how do you organize it very well? You start with the education, improve the government educational institutions. There are people who can't even afford to pay for their children's school fees, even if it's in a local government school that teaches the kid under the tree. In Nigeria, 21st century, 6th largest crude oil exporter, more natural resources than most of the African countries. So much gas reserve. It will put Russia to shame. And human intelligence, intellectual power. We've got it all in Nigeria, but well disorganized. It's not working. It's not working at all. If you like, say that maybe because on your side, you're living well, you're living large, you're living in charge. So you wake up every morning in a nice, comfortable environment. You get up, you can do anything you want, pay for whatever you want. Doesn't mean everybody's like that. But you see, the state of mind turns into such a way that you feel like everyone else is doing it the same way. So, because you're not thinking about others' situation deeply, I mean, you can just open your mouth and say, oh, I'm thinking about these people. So, oh, I care about this people. It's Zakat period. Okay, let me speak about Zakat. And this is about this scam the scammer thing. I know there's a certain percentage of your total wealth that you're supposed to give out to the poor and the needy when you're giving your alms, the zakat. It says one pat in a certain number. I can't remember what it is. But who do you think does that? Especially in this Nigeria. Who do you think pays the zakat to the fullest? And when I say, I'm talking about the more money you got, do you really think you can take out that certain minimum percentage that God says in the Quran? We are just deceiving ourselves. I see people give zakat to their next door neighbor who is also well, okay. And he too sends his own zakat to this neighbor. How dumb and stupid are you people, man? Fucking hell. There are children on that street, you know, with no slippers, haven't had a bath for months, don't even have anything to eat. Do you really need to wait for the time when God says it's time for zakah for you to assist them with all the billions and the trillions and the I want this country, I want that oil block, I want this, I want that. I need to have the fattest, biggest, flashiest car in history in order to show that I am living large and in charge, like it's really important, like we will never die. Like you're what? Immortal. Like the outlaw immortal, yeah? Yeah, I've seen Idi Amin on the scene and Gaddafi and that. But me, seriously, I don't care how nice you think you are. I don't care how evil you think you are, whoever you are. All I know is that niceness is nothing to do with reality. If you want to do something nice because you want to get reward, like, all right, still, scam the scammers shit. Every time, like in Kano, when I go there and I see this early morning, you know, these women who fry kosai. So, well, the pattern that I have seen is this. You see a person coming early hours of the morning, probably won't get up about that time normally because it's a big car. Come on, pack up on the side, come up and say, Abani, Kosei, nah, like 2,000 naira or 1,000 naira, for instance. 1,000. That's a lot, but he's not eating it. They will say, gather all the almajiris and everyone to come up. Now you see these kids. You know, this is the funniest thing about this picture. These kids, they're hungry now. They're fucking hungry. So they line up, almost fighting, lining up. And this man stands there, holds up, gets another, because it's a big fucking bowl of kosei. And then he gets someone else to hold it. And he's there getting the kids to come on and he's dipping his hand in there, taking 3 pieces and dump it to them. And then tell them to go. If someone goes and turn around and takes the 3 kosei from him and goes around and pretend like he didn't, so he can put it in his, some of them put them in their pockets. So he goes around, comes back, and the man can say to you, and you're saying, you see, you actually woke up in the morning, came and thought about, let me go and give sadaqah because I'm looking for some sort of Allah's favor. That's not being nice. Trust me, that is not being nice. You see, I said to myself, if I'm going to take something and I'm going to give it to somebody, like sadaqah or anything, I don't even use that word. I see you, I think you need something, and I think I got it. I don't care about what you think about it. And I most definitely am not doing it because I want Allah's favor. If Allah decides to give me favor, yes, but I'm not going to go out there and say, purposely I'm buying this food to give this Almajiris because I'm looking for some job employment or some promotion there and there. And then I say, Eid comes through, slaughter the ram. What do you do with the whole bloody ram? What do you do with it? What do you do with it? What do you fry it up? Keep it up in your yard. Every day you got a few bowls of meat in your throat. Meanwhile, millions are hungry outside. You eat, you got leftovers, they rot away, you throw them out. Yet, there are kids out in the street. The kids, the boys, that's okay. You know the worst one is the girls. The worst one is the girls. There's one that I had to save recently and I still haven't even met her. I left her in Kano. Idiots wanted to take advantage of her. She's 14. Do you know, oh my God. Little kids get thrown out. I get a call. I feel sorry for them. So I call a friend. Please help me keep them up while I sort out what they're doing. He agrees because he already knows that I'm a friend to him, so it's not something they're going to take advantage of. Now, next, another girl comes on. Oh, because there's two boys and one girl, let me take the girl. Since she's a girl, you can't leave her in the midst of men, which I agreed with, which is true because it was just all of a sudden thing. What can I do from here where I am? And these people are far away from me, but I still care about that. So I said, okay, yeah, it's cool. Let the lady take the girl. And the boys can stay with my friend. Do you know what? Just by the morning, that little girl had to get that my friend to phone me. Guess what? The lady that was willing to take this little young girl and look after her before I sort out for them is married. And she tells her husband about the situation of the girl, which was cooler. But when nighttime comes, the lady makes sure girl stays in her bed. Man comes at night to have intimacy with his wife in front of the 14-year-old girl and reaching out with his hand to try and touch her. You see, people think that everything is so fucking easy. 14-year-old girl. You and your wife want to put her in the midst of your nonsense? So do you know how many of those type of girls are out in the streets? Do you know how many young girls got forced into marriage and they had to run away? They end up either taking drugs or doing prostitution. They're all over in Kano. They're all over everywhere. Do you know how frustrating it is for them? When you open your big mouth, you want to insult them. Karoa, Erkwaya, this, that. Find out their story. Come on, man. Everyone's got a story. Everyone's got a dark side. Some are too painful to express. As I said, I think I'm going to leave this for now, but all I know is we're not doing right by our people. The government of this country does not just include the staff that are working in the government offices. Government, it means all of us. You cannot expect someone else to do everything for you. If you can't get up on your grill and do something for yourself, then you're wasted. MF. I wake up, like I said earlier, if I smile, it means I'm pissed. And I am. So I'm sitting here thinking to myself, if I go over there and if I catch that idiot that wanted him and his wife to sleep with this little girl, I will rip his throat out. But then that means I've joined in the violence. So I'm sweating, I'm tired, I'm thinking like, what the fuck am I going to do? I think I might even have a cigarette right now because it's so fucked up. So, anyways, I think I'm gonna have to let you guys go. I'm gonna get my head together. Right. It's not like it's the end of the world, is it? But stop being violent, stop evil wickedness, man. Especially to children and to women, and to everybody. Right. It's time for me to have my break. So I'll holler later. Thank you, guys. Really nice.